This show is much more than just waxing. It's a movement to empower women to heal and thrive, all while shedding guilt and shame along the way. Have you ever wondered what conversations unfold behind the closed doors of a wax room? Well, wonder no more. We are here to bring those intimate, exciting, and unconventional discussions to the big screen. Each wax strip tells a story, and every story deserves to be heard. So, welcome to Wax Room on Air, where we're peeling back more than just wax strips. My name is Choc. I'm your host and coochie connoisseur. Y'all just seen me pour this up. This used to be my shit back in the day. Now, I got the label covered because this episode is not sponsored. But if y'all looking for somebody to put y'all on, hit the email. I got you. I got you. I'm going to put everybody on, but you got to sponsor me though. Welcome to Wax Room on Air. My name is Choc. I'm your host and coochie connoisseur. And y'all, for the first time ever, we have a solo episode. Yay! So y'all know, y'all should be used to it now. First, we catch up with our guests. So I'm going to kind of catch up with myself, catch up with y'all. I do have a disclaimer. This recording shit is a lot more demanding than I thought. Hair, nails, makeup, all of that shit. It's just a lot, okay? So I went and got my lashes done today. Shout out to you, yeah. Okay, she slayed like she do every time, period, poo. But I got my, okay, wait a minute, pause. So it is my birthday season. Big fucking Gemini, y'all. This is my birthday episode. So you know what? I'm not even mad that I didn't get my guest here today because I feel like this is in alignment. I needed to have a solo episode. I've been so fucking nervous about having a solo episode. I didn't know how it's gonna go. But this is perfect because your birthday is all about you, baby. You came into this world alone and you're probably gonna go out of this motherfucker alone. And I'm truly big on solitude. So it's very important to spend time with yourself, to get to know yourself, to love yourself, to be by yourself. So this is a gift to be able to do a solo episode. It's just me and it's so well, me and Spider. Spider, say what's up to the people.
What's good, y'all?
Y'all already know I got my dog with me. But yeah, we gonna work through this thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a little nervous because this is my first solo episode, so I don't know how it's gonna go. The solo episodes, though, I do plan on doing more of them, and I'm going to call them Chats with Choc. If you're used to my social media, then you have already seen the Chat with Choc. That's usually where I'll just be rambling, talking about hot topics or something that I find very near and dear to my heart. We just going to translate it. We just going to transfer it over here to the podcast, okay? Period, poo. Now, it is my birthday season. Happy birthday, Choc. I am 29, y'all. This is the last year of my 20s. And I don't know how I feel, but I do know this is my fearless year because this is the last time where I'm old enough to know better, but young enough to still do the shit anyway. So I told myself, like, I'm going to do all the things that really fucking scare me. This year, y'all can probably expect to see me jumping out of planes and shit, jumping off of cliffs. I'm really going to put my best foot forward with this poetry and this rapping shit because although I've always been a writer and a rapper, I haven't had the courage to get up on stage and really truly perform in front of people. I have recited poems. Weird fact, I wouldn't call it a fun fact, but like when people die in my family, usually the immediate family always reaches out to me and they ask me to write a poem in honor of the person who passed away. So last year, I was low-key in my poem writing bag because I lost a lot of family members. I think we lost 5 family members from like March through August. It was a really tough year. So I've recited poems in front of people, but not on no performance type stuff and not nothing coming from my heart or about my life, not truly my art. So I'm going to really try to get in that bag this year and just to be more fearless because this is my last year to be young enough to do crazy shit. So yeah, happy birthday, Choc. I'm so proud of you. We have came so fucking far. Last year, this time, just being transparent, I was suicidal as fuck. Okay. On my 28th birthday, I didn't even celebrate. It was the first birthday where I didn't talk to my mom or my dad. Like neither one of them called me. It was very weird. Even one of my grandmothers, she called very late and she was like, "Girl, I forgot it was your birthday." And it was very awkward for me. And I'm like, God, like, what is this even? But I do know that was a place where I needed to be. I'm not going to touch too much on it because it's already in the outline, the point that I want to make about what my last birthday was for me. But I was very suicidal, y'all. And I had to learn some tough, not coping mechanisms because it's the exact opposite. I don't know what's the opposite of a coping mechanism, but a cure, right? I had to learn how to cure the hurt instead of trying to cover it up and deal with it. For instance, my therapist told me, like, you're 28. Your parents have been your parents for 28 years. You cannot expect them to change very much if they haven't changed in the last 28 years. So now it's time to start dealing with them as a big girl would for who they are instead of who the little girl in you wanted them to be. And y'all, that shit hit hard because I still was expecting some of the things that I feel like I probably didn't get in my childhood. If you don't know, you didn't watch episode 1 where I had my lovely sister on as a guest, but my daddy, he spent 24 years in prison. So that was most of my life. And he just recently came home in 2020. I was 25. So I was a year old when he went to prison. He was in prison literally my whole entire life. To see him come home, that was a dream come true. Not gonna hold y'all. We're gonna talk about that more probably in a later episode. And like, I still can't believe it to this day. 25 years is a long time to be praying for something. And it took 25 years for God to answer that prayer. But no doubt, I prayed for 25 years straight. My great grandmother, God rest her soul, always taught us to pray for my dad's freedom. We would always get on our knees and say the Lord's Prayer, and we would pray that my daddy would come home. And then, of course, after her dying day, we continued to say that prayer. But anyways, when my dad came home, I thought shit was gonna be lit. It was a dream come true. And it really wasn't truly what I expected. But I also had to realize he spent 20 something years in the prison, right? Those years were robbed from him. Them 20 years, like, you can't expect him to get out and baby you and coddle you. And I had to learn that. But it just still to this day isn't what I expected to be. And my therapist really helped me come to terms with just appreciating my parents for who they are and who they have the capacity to be, and just give them grace and understanding and compassion. And so, do they still got me fucked up because they didn't wish me happy birthday? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I had to learn how to be okay with that. And so I'm grateful to be here and to be 29 and to be in such a better fucking mental space than I was last year. Like, oh my God, shout out to God for real. And my support system who really just kept me hanging on because I was literally hanging on by a thread these last 2 years. That's kind of most of the catch up. It's my birthday. I feel like I was gonna say something else. I don't know. Oh, yes, I was. Y'all know I ramble a lot. So I got my nails done for my birthday, and y'all probably can tell I'm hiding my right hand. She gonna kick my ass. She gonna fucking kill me, y'all. She gonna fucking kill me. So I'm not used to long nails. I'm not a long nail girly. I told my best friend, like, bitch, I'm gonna get my nails done, and like, they're gonna be, these glow in the dark. We're not gonna cut the lights off right now, but these glow in the dark. So I thought I was popping my shit. And I told her, like, I'm finna get me a badass set. I'm thinking the glow in the dark was a badass set, but I didn't want any like extra bling or anything. Y'all, she was so disappointed in these nails. She was mad as fuck that I didn't do all the extra ghetto freaknik shit. So I'm telling y'all, long nails are like me popping my shit. but I cannot live life with long nails. I am a waxer I wax for a living. That shit is hard to pull this wax with these long ass nails. I have children. I have a child that I'm still potty training, okay? I still have to wipe him at times. These nails, they get in the way. I can't pull the credit card out the credit machine. I just realized that I cannot spray the air freshener. I can't type on the computer. Most shit that I need to do, I can't fucking do. So if y'all got a course, somebody drop a course on how to deal with these long nails. Bitch, I don't know how to deal with them. So it's back to short nails for me. I only did this shit for my birthday and because I was trying to like, they glow in the dark. So I was trying to do a little one too in the dark. And that didn't happen. This is going to be a wild episode. Okay, so anyways, I said all that to show y'all this. Bitch, don't say nothing about my fucking nails. Okay? My right hand is my dominant hand, bro. So as y'all can tell, I be using the fuck out of my right hand and I have broke 3 nails. And honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, this one I broke while I don't even know, I was washing dishes or something. I feel like this hoe just decided to break because the other 2 was broken because I don't know how this one got broke. And then this one got broke because I was messing with the hood of my car and I was trying to find that little lever thing and finally found it. It popped my nail off or whatever the case is. So yeah, I don't have no nails. This podcast and shit is demanding. I had so much stuff to do today. I waxed today. I got Mari hair braided today. I got my lashes done today. And I ran out of time, okay? I ran out of time. So I couldn't stop by and get my nails fixed. But y'all know what I did realize because I've learned to be optimistic even like when things are negative. Although my nails are broken, there is still one pose that I can make with this hand. And you'd never be able to tell that my nails were broken. So if you got something to say, fuck you. Now let's get into this episode. All right. My name is Choc. I'll be waxing myself today. And of course, I really do wax myself in the real world because honestly, who fucking with me as a waxer? Like, nobody. I gotta wax myself. I gotta go to the best waxer alive. Period, poo. This show is for naked conversations. So I will need you to get undressed. I ask that you remove all mask, all armor, and leave any facades that you may have at the door. With that being said, are you naked? Why, yes, I am. Y'all gotta know. I'm here a little pudge, but I'm always naked. I love being naked. I ain't never put in no clothes on. Never put in no clothes on. Why would you do that? That shit is so ghetto. So, yeah, I'm naked. Let's get into this episode. I'm nervous. So first we're going to do a temp check. In the wax room, before I wax my client, I always check the temperature of the wax to make sure it's not too warm. And what that translates to on Wax Room on Air is simply just a mental health check-in. So, Choc, how are you doing mentally? Bitch, I'm in a great motherfucking place. Honestly, y'all, I am just so proud of the progress that I have made over the last couple of years. It's been a really long time since I could just walk past the mirror and recognize myself, you know? And no matter what my hair look like, no matter what I got on, I can literally look at my reflection and be in love with me and who I am and like blow myself a kiss in the mirror. And it has taken 2 years. 2 years almost to get there. So I'm really so proud of myself and I'm in such a better mental place than I have been the last couple of years. So I'm really proud of that. I have been doing the work. I've been going to therapy. I also have an additional coach outside of therapy and I just been, doing the work. Doing the homework that my therapist give me, doing the homework that my coach gives me, and really working to change my bad habits, understand why I am how I am, and just kind of, holding the mirror up to myself, studying the reflection, and fixing what I can fix. So I'm in a really great place mentally and emotionally, and I'm just so much very proud of that. Now it's time for the bikini strip. In the wax room, a bikini strip is like a strip that introduces you into the wax. What that translates to on the podcast is just an icebreaker question. So I'm going to pull your bikini strip, Choc. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? One superpower. Honestly, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. But if I could have one superpower, it would be invisibility. Cause I'm so fucking nosy. Y'all know the saying like, if only I was a fly on that wall. Bitch. It's so many walls that I want to be a fly on just cause I want to know. I want to hear the conversations about me. I want to hear all the tea. I want to know everything. Like I really wish I could just make myself invisible and like walk into the rooms that I'm curious to know about what's going on, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, this shit probably come from a crazy place. Y'all, hey, look. This gonna test y'all loyalty. Either y'all finna be like, hey, we not ever watching Wax Room on air again, or bitch, I fuck with you, okay? Because I'm finna tell y'all the truth. I said I gotta be transparent. I said we leaving all facades at the door. And so I hold myself to these same status. Bitch, let me tell y'all where that invisibility thought came from. When I was like in my early 20s, I was dating a nigga, bro, and he cheated so fucking chronically. He was such a chronic cheater, bro. And I would just, like, I would be almost just about to catch his ass, and he'll make it through by the skin of his fucking teeth. So I started telling myself, like, bitch, I wish I was invisible. Like, I really wish I could be invisible and catch this nigga in the act, because I know he fucking around, but as soon as I come around, he gonna act like he ain't doing shit. So, like, damn, let me just be invisible. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I still wanna, that's my superpower forever, ever, bitch. Let me be invisible. If I had one superpower, it would be invisibility. And if you don't agree with me and you don't agree with my reasoning and you think that I deserve admittance into a mental health hospital, I ain't even arguing with you. But I'm gonna stick beside me. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into we're gonna get into the waxing session. In my wax room, I ask my clients to butterfly for me. What that means is they have to open their legs, they have to let me get into their business so I can get every hair that needs to be gotten. What that translates to on the podcast is simply me asking a question to just get in your business. And you gotta be open with me. So, can you butterfly for me, Choc? Of course I can. How is life without a man? Mm. This is the topic that's going to probably take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this iPad down and we're going to get into it. So I really don't know how to answer this question, but I seen it on Facebook a couple of times and I've even shared it a couple of times. So I have a difference. I have different opinions about it. But as far as me, I really truly enjoy life without a man, right? Because as I told y'all, I have been so big on solitude. I'm learning to heal myself. I'm learning to grow. I'm just learning to be independent, not have a hard life because I'm still all for that soft girl shit, okay? But just to really just enjoy life without a partner and trust that God is going to align me with my partner when it's time, if it ever is time. You know, sometimes he calls you to a season of singleness. And I'm kind of learning and wondering if my season of singleness is eternal. If it is, I'm not really combative with that because I'm learning to trust God no matter what the cards end up being. His plan has always been better than mine. During my time of like really trying to heal, I remember asking God, and y'all probably heard this. We talked about this in episode 3 on my Trip Fontaine shit. If I'm not able to meet a good man and fall in love and get married, I just ask God that He equips me with the capability of raising good men. I have 2 sons. So if I don't get to live out my fairy tale and find a wonderful husband, then can I raise these 2 young men to be awesome, smart, supportive, wonderful members of society? Okay? I want them to contribute to society. I want them to give everything that they have to offer to this world. I never want them to be the source of anybody's mental, emotional, or physical trauma or abuse. So if I don't get a good man, I want to raise them. Okay? So I'm learning to be okay in my singleness if that is what God has prepared for my life. Okay? Period, poo. Period. Now, in this season of singleness, I have practiced abstinence. I just learned when I watched B. Simone's podcast. She interviewed Lady London and they was talking about like celibacy abstinence, right? So B. Simone said she was celibate, and then Lady London told her celibacy is when you make this promise to God. You know, you like have a vow with God. And I didn't know that. So I wouldn't call myself celibate because I didn't make a vow or a promise or a commitment to God that I would save myself into marriage. What it was when I got out of my last relationship, for one, I had this thing where I would always tell him like we would be fucking and I'm literally insane. I would be like, I never want another dick inside of me ever. And I meant that shit for real. Like I wanted to spend the rest of my life with that man. And I was perfectly okay never knowing what another dick felt like. So when we broke up and I was faced with this harsh reality of like, oh shit, bitch, you probably gonna know what another dick feel like. I was like, no, no, the fuck I'm not, never. And so I went on this celibacy tip because I just felt like, for one, I was exhausted with men. So y'all don't even deserve to touch me. Let's start there. Ladies, y'all already know y'all be faking the fuck out of these orgasms, okay? We all have been there. We all have done that. Me personally, I'll fake moan because I'm very theatrical when I'm fucking, but I'm not finna fake an orgasm. So, yeah, I just know it's a thing, and I know y'all be faking orgasms. I'm not finna fake an orgasm. If you didn't make me come, nigga, you just didn't make me come. So that it is what it is. But these niggas really don't be worth your body and your time for real. So when you realize your worth and you start putting your real price tag on it and take that yellow clearance ass tape off of it, nobody deserves to touch you and you don't be wanting them to touch you anyways. So it was very easy for me to become abstinent and not even want anything to do with these niggas at all. As far as celibacy, I haven't made that vow to God. I haven't kind of formally did that. So I wouldn't call it celibacy, but I have been practice abstinence since my breakup. And it's been pretty decent. If you know me, you know I'm a relationship girl. Facebook done seen me in 3 relationships. And so I've always been in a relationship since I was 15 years old. With that being said, I always had somebody to fuck. So this celibacy thing was very new to me. This abstinence thing was very new to me. And I always thought like, oh, I got a high sex drive. Like I need dick. And when I was able to go a month and then 3 months and then 6 months and then 9 months, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna keep counting because bitch, y'all not finna try to clock my tea. But when I started adding on all this time, I realized like, oh shit, it's not that important. I can actually go without dick. Shout out to you, Choc. I really just learned to love and respect myself, and I gained a really meaningful relationship with my body because I learned to give my body what it needed. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, for a long time, I wasn't pulling up like porn websites. I wasn't masturbating. My rose is right now sitting on my dresser on the charger. I didn't do anything sexual. I didn't even listen to Tank. I wasn't even listening to R. Kelly. I was not listening to no sexual music at all because I knew like listening to that type of stuff or engaging in that type of stuff would make me want a man. And I had became so committed to this journey that I didn't want to tempt myself. Because temptation is very much so a real thing. But to answer the question, how is life without a man? Life is great without a man, okay? Now, I don't want to do this shit forever. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I really do want to meet my life partner. I've still got this little bit of a fairy tale dream that I might get married and we going to live happily ever after. That's the gist of how life has been the last couple of years. But in the last 3 weeks, now I got to be honest. If you on my Facebook, then bitch, you know. Oh my God. Let me take a sip of my wine because we finna get into some tea. If you on my Facebook, then you know. For the last 3 weeks, I ain't been living life without a man, y'all. Bitch, I got a man, y'all. Okay, my man. Now, I don't claim none of these niggas. I'm a Gemini. I told y'all that at the beginning of the episode. I very much live in both lanes. I got a nigga, but he not my nigga. Okay, I am not in a. Who told you I was in a relationship? I have never told you that I was in no fucking relationship. But I have met a man, and life with him, since I told y'all what life without a man was like, it was growing, it was healing, it was healthy, it was beneficial to my relationship with myself, okay? It thrusted me forward into celibacy or abstinence, whichever one you want to call it. I've told y'all what life without a man was like. Let me tell y'all what life with a man is like, okay? I definitely miss the kisses. I miss the fucking compliments. I don't know. I get told that I'm pretty all the time, but it's something about your nigga just like looking at you and being like, damn, you so fucking beautiful. Like that just, it really just be taking me there, okay? Now, I'm trying to figure out if I want y'all in my business or not. I don't know. How much time do we got? Really none. So, let me tell y'all this. No relationship is perfect, but I will tell y'all the first real relationship after your healing season, after you've truly given yourself time to heal, that shit be hard. So sometimes I be trying to figure out, am I triggered or am I tripping? Am I traumatized or am I tripping? There are a lot of like growing opportunities in my most recent situation where I really got to take a step back and I got to figure out if it is me, if it's a trauma response that I'm having, or if I'm being protective over myself, or if I'm tripping. I don't be fucking knowing, honestly. And I'm working with my therapist and I'm working with my coach to kind of figure that out. So there are some downsides to having company again. Just trying to figure out somebody's intentions and if they're pure or not. Because that last shit, it was disheartening and I had given my all. So I really can't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I cannot fumble the bag no more. I can't fumble the bag again no more. I cannot fucking afford to give somebody my all thinking that they're genuine and they're true and they're pure and they really not. Because that took a toll on me mentally and it took a toll on me emotionally, financially, in every aspect, on every facet. So I'm very fucking protective over myself, over my children. And it's kind of hard to allow myself to be loved properly. So yeah, there are some downsides with having a man, but my man, y'all, that man, he's so fucking fine and he chocolate. Y'all know somehow I be getting put with these light skinned men, and I'm not a colorist or anything, but I'm just saying there is a correlation between a fuck niggas and light skin. I ain't lying, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I love you, Drake, but y'all just got a reputation. So this man he just so chocolate. His hair is long and beautiful. He a motherfucking hustler. Y'all, I had made a post about him. And I low-key be joking, but I be serious in my post. And I was like, yo, I found me a South Dallas nigga. Like, what do I feed it? Because I ain't never really dealt with no hood nigga for real. One of my niggas, he was from Oak Cliff. But like a really true ass hood nigga in every sense of the word can take the Choc factory and break that shit down in dope boy terms. Like, bitch, this is new. He was driving the other day and he was like, we riding through Dallas. I'm on my passenger princess shit. You know what I'm saying? The city got the fucking lights lit up in blue. Go Mavs. Go Cowboys. This nigga driving the truck with his knees and rolling a blunt at the same time. Bitch, I don't even smoke, but like what? My cousin Lily be saying, save her. Save her. Somebody save her. Somebody come get my cousin from South Dallas. Bitch, don't save her. She do not want to be saved. Don't save me. If I'm in the South, leave me the fuck alone, okay? Southside, the realest, drug dealers, killers, sharks, and gorillas, nigga. Hope that you hear this. Fools think that we ain't dope dealing wizards. Cars changing colors like chameleon lizards. I done learned that song by the fucking by the lyric now. It ain't because of him. I always have like Southside the realest. I done got off on a tangent. But yeah, y'all, I do have a little situation that I'm entertaining right now. And it really does feel good. It feels refreshing. I love the accountability because he be telling me, like, y'all know that song about Boosie when he was like, when I was 15, my mama told me, Boosie, get on your motherfucking shit. That nigga, he be checking me. He be like, Choc, get on your motherfucking shit, okay? You got to get on your shit, mama. So I really do appreciate that aspect. And there are a lot of other things that I can appreciate about him. He is definitely a fucking hustler through and through. And I'm just learning. I learned a lot being with him. So I'm really just enjoying the ride, okay? And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. When y'all see me post about shit on Facebook, it's 50% a truth and 50% a lie. It's your job to figure out what's the truth and what's the motherfucking lie, okay? He did call me the other day and he was saying, he like, from what we been into it, low key. And so I called him and he had told me, he was like, I'm leaving the jewelry store. I'm thinking in my head like, okay, and stunned ass nigga. Niggas with money, like, they really get on my nerve. But anyways, he was like, he was leaving the jewelry store. So really at that point, I thought this nigga was talking about like, he done got him a chain. I'm not very much into jewelry. I know Johnny Dang must be the nigga that y'all buy jewelry from because of listening to music and shit, but I'm not very much so into jewelry, so I didn't even fucking know. He said he was leaving the jeweler, okay? He didn't say a specific store. And then he got to talking about these rings, and it finally dawned on me, like, I think this nigga trying to tell me something. And when we got into the conversation, in fact, it was actually a follow-up conversation that we had. I asked him, like, earlier when you was talking about the jeweler and the ring, what kind of ring was you talking about? This nigga was like, what kind of ring would I be talking to you about, Choc? And y'all, I just have very mixed feelings about that because I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm traumatized, if I'm triggered, or if I'm tripping. So I'm trying to tell myself because, I don't know, I'm just trying to be careful because the last nigga, he was a fucking class act, okay? That nigga really deserves an Oscar. Tyler Perry, if you looking for an actor, get at me and I can refer somebody to you, okay? That motherfucker was good at playing the game. But I'm really trying to figure out, like, okay, is this nigga just acting? Is this for a show? Or was he really looking at rings and he trying to figure out, like, the type of ring I like? Bitch, I don't know. I'm going to get back to y'all with that on a later date. If you know the answer, y'all can absolutely feel free to leave it in the comments. But I ain't gonna lie, that conversation scared the fuck out of me. It was like, y'all know how when you go through a nigga phone and your stomach not up and you gotta go shit? Yeah, it's probably TMI, but bitch, my stomach knotted up. I was scared. Like, what the fuck? What you talking? Sir. And it's crazy. Let me tell y'all how crazy women are. We be like, this is one thing that I've said my whole life. I will never be with a nigga, no 3 years, 5 years, none of that. Because I feel like a man know within the first 6 months, 6 weeks even, if a woman is the woman for him, right? If she's the woman if she is the woman that he wants to marry. That's my assumption. Spider, what you think? He probably got to come back on the microphone, y'all. Give him a second.
Do.
You agree?
Yeah, I do.
I definitely feel like men know. They know within the first couple of weeks if they're going to marry you or not. It don't take fucking 10 years to decide if she's a wife.
I think a lot of guys, myself included, go into shit knowing ahead of time.
And I believe that too. Because one thing my ex, he would always tell me, like, you are going to be a good wife. You're a great wife, right? And so, honestly, my response will always be like, duh, I'm going to be a good wife. Like, nigga, I'm going to be your wife. And I do kind of believe that he seen the qualities, but that nigga knew he was not marrying me. I feel like he always knew that shit. We not finna get into no sentimental shit though. So yeah, niggas know who they want to marry. So I stand firmly on that. But then to meet a man and he tell me so soon, like, you are the woman for me, I'm kind of like, oh shit, no, I'm not. And now everything that I'm feeling is contradicting what I've always believed. And we just gonna leave that there because it's almost time for me to get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and go into the next segment. I'm gonna go ahead and pour your lip strip Choc. In the real wax room, the lip strip is basically the strip that hurts the most. It's a strip that is going to really get a scream and a holler about you because it is taking all of the hair that has the finest grip in your follicle. It's really a gangster tester if you want to be for real. But what that translates to on the podcast is basically just a tough question. Sometimes it might be a tearjerker for my guest or what have you. Today I chose a question that I feel like people have been asking me. Some have asked it directly, some have asked it very subtly, and I haven't really addressed the answer directly. So that's the lip strip that I'm going to pull today. And that is, Choc, are you over your ex? I'm going to have to drink to that. The answer is no, I'm not. And I'm okay with that. I think that I'm very big on Facebook. You should follow me on Facebook if you're tuning into this podcast. You will really get to see the fun part of my personality. Because on Facebook, I literally just wake up and type whatever the fuck I feel like typing. I don't give a fuck who see it, who don't like it, who like it, whatever. Facebook is truly a authentic thought of mine. Now, whether it's true or not, or which personality is coming out at that time, I cannot tell you. But I will say, I think I'm very entertaining on Facebook. But in any regard, sometimes I post things on Facebook and a lot of people will come to me and they'll say, you're not over him, Choc. And, you know, you still love him. In fact, I had a conversation where like, you're not over X, Y, and Z. And I said, okay, I know that. And then they were like, and I'm going to tell you something else. You really still love him. Okay. And I know that. I am very authentic and I'm very transparent. I don't try to fake the funk. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. Like, I'm a human being, okay? I literally spent 2 years consistently working on my relationship. And then I met the person, like when you consider the time that we first locked eyes on each other, like that was like 5 years total of like, I want to be with this person. I want to do life with this person. So that's a lot of time invested. I'm not going to get over somebody that I've been fantasizing about for 5 years in 6 months. It's not going to fucking happen. And I've been giving myself the time and the grace. And I don't give a fuck who like it, who don't like it, who paying attention, who not, who clapping for me, who cheering for me. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to give Choc the time that she needs to get over the situation. There was a lot of betrayal that played out in the breakup. So it's a lot of different things that I have to unpack in order to be able to truly be over that situation. And I'm giving myself that grace and I'm giving myself that love. And I don't give a fuck who like it and who don't like it. That shit not easy. If you divorced your husband of 30 years and moved on and lived your best life, bitch, you a superwoman and shout outs to you. But that's not what's going on over here. I'm allowing myself to feel my emotions. I'm allowing myself to understand that what I feel, like my feelings are valid. And I'm just kind of learning and unlearning things as I go. I'm really, truly doing the work to heal. It's not a race. I'm not trying to beat a nigga to happiness. I'm not trying to be the first one to get married. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm not wishing him evil things. I don't hope karma spin the block on the man. You know what I'm saying? I really, truly just want to heal so that I can raise my boys to be good men. That's really my biggest ask from life is that if I don't do anything else right in this world, can I raise these 2 young men to be wonderful Black men who are God-fearing and they contribute to the world and don't take from it, okay? So, no, I'm not over him and I'm not trying to be over him. I feel like that's one thing that I had got off of social media for like 9 months because I felt like everybody was forcing me to, oh, you a waxer. Oh, you make so much money. Girl, you better pop your shit. You was doing X, Y, and Z before you met that nigga. And I will probably include some of the screenshots in this episode so y'all can see just how much people were pushing me to act like I was okay when I fucking wasn't okay. I was hurting. And I don't think that that is ever correct. Never fucking force yourself to be okay if you're not okay. Now, you don't have to be like me and admit that shit in front of cameras and lights and shit. I'm only doing this so I can help somebody else heal, right? This is for the other 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 through 29-year-olds out there who are boy crazy and shit. I'm trying to help y'all heal, right? I hope y'all play this episode back in 10 years and be able to heal and learn from my process. Don't fake like you okay if you're not truly okay. Step away from all the fake shit. Step away from the facades. Step away from the hype and get yourself together mentally and emotionally. And it's perfectly okay not to be over a nigga in 30 seconds. I know what the rap songs say. You know what I'm saying? I know what your people expect for you. But just really deal with your shit on the inside. Truly. Deal with yourself on the inside. Deal with those feelings that you are feeling internally and don't try to cover it up because the more you sweep shit under the rug, the more a lump forms and it ain't going nowhere until you deal with the shit for real. Really, honestly. So, no, I'm not over him. I am working to be over him. I don't really know where I'm at in my healing, if I had to be honest, but I'm at the point, I think, where I have flashbacks. I have flashbacks of all the shit that happened. I have flashbacks of the talks that we used to have. And sometimes I get angry. Sometimes I might tear up. Cause like, fuck, you really did me like this, bro. I remember telling him like, I never want to do life without you again. And he was like, you don't have to. And so to be sitting here, really truly doing life without him, it don't feel right. If I had to be honest. It's just not what I expected. So I try to give myself that grace. I try to give myself that understanding. I try not to ask God why. I shared a status on Facebook the other day. I had watched this podcast with DC Young Fly, and he was saying like we be asking God why, but the why is not for us. Sometimes the why would mess us up. So we don't need to know the why. We just need to accept why God did what he did and why he made the callings that he made. And we just need to stay focused on the work, our path, and our purpose, right? And that really blessed my life a lot because a lot of the times, like I said, I be having them flashbacks and shit. And I be trying to figure out why and I be trying to understand and make sense of my reality when I really need to kind of just detach myself from the why and just trust God. But I was saying all of that to say, I didn't expect for this to be a sentimental episode, but it is what the fuck it is, bitch. It's too late now. I might save this part for Patreon. I'm not sure. Just like, no, I'm not. And I'm not finna rush myself. But where I'm at is I kinda a lot of times I have these flashbacks of things that happened and things that I went through and I get angry and I hurt. So that lets me know like no, I'm not over I'm not over it yet. One day I am going to be over it, but that day is not today. Like it hasn't happened. Y'all understand I'm a real ass human being. I think a lot of people forget that. They get so caught up with like the social media personality and they get caught up with like the successful wax business and making all of this shit happen as a single mother. And they forget like I'm a real ass fucking human being, okay? Truly a human being. I'm in a season where I find myself having a lot of flashbacks, about a lot of the things that we went through, the good things, the bad things, or what have you. And sometimes I feel angered, right? And I'm learning how to accept those feelings, process them, and then move through them accordingly, which lets me know I'm not over the situation, because if I was over the situation, I wouldn't still get pissed at the fact that I found condoms in the car. I wouldn't still get pissed about the fact that you lied about X, Y, and Z if I was over it. So no, I'm not over it. But I do want to read y'all this status. It says, if you feel stuck on trauma, can't get past the hurt, are easily triggered, or have constant flashbacks, research rumination. It's a game changer in liberating yourself. So in my therapy sessions, we have started talking about rumination, right? And it has honestly, research and rumination has really helped me turn the corner on healing and getting over that situation. Rumination is basically technically you can only feel an emotion for 30 seconds or 60 seconds or something, right? If you feel it longer than that, or if you're still stuck on it, now at this point, you're ruminating. You're no longer having an emotional response. You're ruminating, which means that you're staying stuck on it. You're obsessing over it time and time again. That's why I want y'all to research rumination and what it truly means. Because once I grasped that concept, you know what, technically, it's not that you're not over it. It's that you're obsessing now. You're obsessing over the betrayal. You're obsessing over the lies. You're obsessing over the breakup. Basically, you giving a minute situation way too much fucking power. That's really all it boils down to be. You don't feel that emotion no more. You've been over that emotion 2 years ago. The emotion only stayed inside of you for 60 seconds or whatever the time frame is. Now you're ruminating. You're keeping it alive by having these flashbacks. So like I said, when it comes to the truth, if I had to be real, no, I'm not over the situation, but I am doing the motherfucking work to get over the situation. And this last part I'm gonna touch before we move on to our next segment. The part where the person was like, oh, well, you still love him. I do, and I'm gonna forever love him. Because one thing about me, baby, my intentions are always pure. I'm a very genuine human being. I love people. If I loved you once, baby, I love you forever. And it's nothing that you can even do about that. I fucking love you. But I have also learned how to just be done with people when they're not for me. So with that being said, does that lessen my value that I'm not over the situation? Absolutely not, because I'm still popping big shit. Y'all still see this podcast doing crazy numbers. It's growing. My podcast is growing at a rate that's so fucking fast. It's mind-blowing. As myself, my business, just a lot of the other things, even my relationship, my current relationship that I'm working on, everything around me is glowing and growing and blossoming. So I'm doing the work and life is rewarding me, but I'm still a fucking human being, and I'm not gonna fake the funk and act like I'm over certain situations when I'm not. And I'm gonna forever love anybody. I don't give a fuck how you cross me, because that was your loss, bitch. Oh well. You lost loyal people, they hard to come by. Genuine people, they hard as fuck to come by. So anybody that fuck me over or cross me, it's your loss, player. Your bad. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the next segment. All right, so go through your phone. Now, y'all know that the go through your phone segment is to lighten the mood. Because, bitch, I was not expecting to. This was supposed to be a funny episode. I was supposed to laugh on this episode. I don't know how I got in my feelings like that. Again, I'm probably going to say that shit for Patreon, because, bitch, I'm tired of boo-hooing on camera. All right. Go through your phone. The key word is pussy. So I'm going to type pussy in my phone. And I'm going to read y'all whatever message comes up. And we're going to get out of here, because I'm over my time per usual. All right. So I type pussy in my phone. And the first message says, hey, Choc, how do I order a pussy box? I need one. Need one. That second need was in all caps, baby. She needed that pussy box. I promise y'all, I did not know that message was going to pop up. This is a shameless plug. This right here is the pussy box. It's what she was talking about that she needed. It is to keep your pH balance in check, keep your hoo-ha doing the things that she's supposed to do, okay? As far as answering her question at the time, I just went ahead and got the pussy box to her directly. Right now, y'all cannot order the pussy box because we're revamping. But if you stay tuned and you stay locked in and you rebook with me and do the things that you're supposed to do that I asked you to do on this episode, you will too have a pussy box at your front door very, very soon. And I'm telling y'all, it's something that you want to have in your medicine cabinet, especially if you are a sexually active woman. All right. Our next segment is called Don't Let Justin LaBoy Get You Fucked Up. That is a Lady London meme. And let me tell y'all know I love Lady London. I mean, obviously, I put one of her lyrics as my segments. So from the last episode that y'all had, which was episode 4, and now episode 5, I had the opportunity, the pleasure, the blessing of meeting Lady London, in person. Oh my God, y'all, when I tell y'all, them first 4 episodes that I recorded, I'm doing this Justin LaBoy segment like, and at that time, meeting her would have been a fucking dream, y'all. She is literally one of my idols. And so to have met her in the flesh, I got a picture with her and everything, hugged her, told her I love her, y'all. Like, it was such a moment, like, where you know it ain't nobody but God, because who would have known? Once I started walking in my purpose and my passion and doing the things that God told me to do, i.e. making the Don't Let Justin LaBoy Get You Fucked Up segment, I was able to meet one of my goats. Y'all, I'm still on a high, okay? And I just know that will not be my last encounter with her. But I'm very thankful that I was able to meet her. I'm probably going to insert the picture somewhere in this episode. But anyways, in my Rex room, a lot of the times my clients come in and they talk about the current memes or a crazy meme that they seen, and we discuss it. That's where this segment comes into place. If you don't know Justin LaBoy, you've been living up under the rock. He is the world's greatest menace. Who is Dennis? Dennis who? Justin LaBoy is the real menace. And actually, this meme today comes from his page. It says, and when this tequila kick in, you can take that tampon out. What? Sir. So we running red lights around here. That's running a red light is crazy, okay? So I'm going to tell y'all a quick story time. Now, y'all know I say that we don't do any king shaming on this podcast because everybody is welcome. If it's your thing, it's your thing. Typically, I honestly don't prefer to run red lights. I don't like the copper smell of blood. It don't even feel right. It dries very sticky on your legs. It's just like, it's not right. I don't like to run a red light. I have been in situations where he ran a red light. We done laid the towel down. We done got in the shower. Like, it has happened, but honestly, it's not something that I would prefer, if I'm just being honest. And I'm not grown like y'all, okay? Maybe in my 30s, maybe I'll mature a little bit, but ain't nobody had no backstage pass, okay? So listen, I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all, but I really don't have no other options except for this mouth when it comes to running red lights or not. But in any event, I had a situation where I was over this guy's house. I'm trying not to tell my business. No, fuck that. I'm gonna tell all my business on this podcast, but I just hope y'all are never able to connect the dots. But I love this man so much, y'all. He just this nigga put all kind of joy, like just make my toes tingle. I love him so much. So I was over his house and he was trying to get busy, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, my cycle was ending. I was on like literally the last day. Y'all know how that go. And so we was drinking, we was talking, we was kicking shit. And so he was like, are you on your cycle for real? One thing about me, I'm never going to lie to a guy and say I'm on my cycle if I'm not. Because if I don't want to deal with you, then we not messing around. Like, that's just, it is what it is. So I was like, yes, like, why would I lie about being on my cycle? And so I like show him the tampon, like, see? Y'all, if I'm lying, I'm crying. And y'all see, I'm all 32 right now. This man reached and yank that fucking tampon out my coochie, bro. He yanked that fucking tampon out my coochie and he threw that whole across the room. That's a wild. You're wild for that. You're fucking wild for that. Cause what? What the fuck? That nigga wasn't on tequila either because he a nigga with money. So y'all know them niggas with money. Like, they like to drink scotch that has been imported from different countries and shit. Like, it ain't no pouring no whole cup of the shit that they be having at they bar. You only need a teaspoon of that shit, you gonna be lit. But yeah, I guess maybe that is true. Some alcohols, whatever your alcohol of choice is, it might make a motherfucker tell you, like, go and take that tampon downstairs. I have absolutely been in that situation. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all ever have. And let me know how y'all feel about running red lights. Y'all be doing that? Our next segment is called Let Me See It. This is the grown folks segment of the podcast. This meme comes from poetic_style, and it says, woman says she was turned on by a video of her man cheating on her. Thoughts? Okay, like I told y'all, this right here, my response is about to differentiate my real listeners from the listeners who was just over here on some cute shit. I truly believe that she was turned on by this video of her man cheating because I got a weird fantasy, y'all. And I don't know if it's a trauma response or what. I told y'all at the beginning of the episode, I dealt with a nigga who was a chronic cheater. And so sometimes I would wonder, like, when he was cheating, what was he doing? This nigga told me one time, like, I didn't even cheat on you. Like, I didn't even fuck her for real. It was 7 strokes. Who's sitting there really counting the fucking strokes? 1, 2. How many licks do it take till you get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Nigga, you was not fucking counting your strokes. Fuck you. So anyways, I say that to say, I do be wondering, like, what do it look like when you, like, in a relationship with a man, and if he was to cheat, y'all know we be wondering that for real. How did he fuck her? Was she biting the pillow? Was he giving her regular dick, or was he giving her daddy dick? Y'all know, if you been cheating on, you know you was wondering that shit. So I truly have become intrigued with, like, in the times that this nigga was cheating, how was he fucking her? You know what I'm saying? I just want to know. I know in one of my relationships, I told him, like, he's so lame, because how do you cheat on a bitch like this? I told him, like, he had a hall pass. At the time, I was not ready to have, like, any type of fun or engagement with other people. And so I told him, like, if you meet a woman, like, bitches love women who got a nigga. I mean, bitches love niggas who got a bitch already, okay? They do. They just do. So I always told him, like, you ain't never got to lie. The moment that you tell a bitch that you in a committed relationship, like, you all takes for her. Because it's something that's empowering about that to women. They feel like if they can take a nigga from his bitch, then they win. When these niggas are hardly ever the prize. Let's just be honest. But I would tell him, like, if you meet a girl that you like and that you interested with, that you interested in and you attracted to, like, get her number. And obviously don't hide it from me. Let me know. And if y'all get to that point where y'all want to sleep together, I don't even mind. Just record it and send it to me. Because I really want to know what it look like when you fucking somebody else for real. Like, let me know. How do you fuck her like you fuck me? Let me know. I just got to know. One thing that I will say is that women always be talking about how good our pussy is. And I just know from being a waxer personally, this is not no shade to nobody. All pussy can't be good pussy because, hey, I'm a waxer and I know the truth. I know the smells. I know them. I just know. I know all pussy can't be good pussy, but I bet you ain't never met a woman who told you that her coochie wasn't right. Unless you a waxer, you know, they'll come to you and tell you like they've been feeling dry. Or, you know, they have bumps or hyperpigmentation or whatever, because that's our expertise. They trust us to help them make those things right. Or maybe an OBGYN. So outside of the coochie connoisseurs, if you're not a coochie connoisseur, I guarantee you a woman that came to you and told you that her pussy wasn't acting right. So with that being said, I really just be wondering, like, how you fuck other bitches when I'm not around. So I definitely believe that this probably happened. Okay, now let's get into the trauma dump. Hey, Chocolate, I need advice today. So my boyfriend and I have been having problems, and he puts his hands on me when he gets mad sometimes. My issue is he wants to have a threesome, but doesn't want it to be 2 men. I be trying to keep y'all in these fucking letters, bro. I be trying to not break character, but what the fuck? My issue is he wants to have a threesome, but doesn't want it to be 2 men. He wants to do it with another woman. I don't want to, but he's pressuring me, and I'm afraid we'll break up for good. I just had a baby a month ago. What should I do? This is a good one. This is a really, really good one. Okay. Honestly, what should you do? Before I get off on a tangent, don't give him a threesome. If you're not feeling comfortable, if you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling sexy, don't give him a threesome. Because in that case, threesome would honestly just be supervised cheating. You giving him permission to cheat on you and you don't even feel comfortable with it. Like, I'm telling y'all, I'm very big on having I'm kind of big on consent. I do like the consent non-consent thing, kind of like no, but you're poking your booty out type thing. That is cool. But I'm really very big on consent. So if I tell you like that you're going too hard, or like one thing that I hate, don't keep sucking my clit after I've already had an orgasm and I came. It's very sensitive. It's uncomfortable. I don't like that shit. It hurt. It don't feel good. Right. And niggas just be thinking that they be showing out. And I literally be like tapping their forehead like, nigga, get the fuck off of me. I said I'm done. I'm done. Get back. Okay. So with that being said, if it's something that you truly don't like, that your body is not agreeing to, do not get that man a threesome. Go ahead and be comfortable with going your separate ways. Sis said he don't want to do it with two men. Not you gonna fuck him with two men with another man, but you won't fuck him with another woman. I want to talk to you some more. You gonna have to send me another email. We gonna have to talk. Now, I'm a firm believer that a threesome with two men, that's not a threesome, that's a train. Now, mind you, people have argued me down that that's not a train, it's a threesome, but I just feel like two dicks at one time is a train. And again, I'm not kink shaming, but I'm not taking two dicks at one time. No, sir. No part of me wants the DP game. Shout out to the ladies who do. If you do engage in DP, come sit on the couch and talk to me, girl, because I definitely want to talk about it. And I'm open to trying things, but I just don't know if I ever go down that lane, okay? So I just don't feel like with two men, that's not a threesome. And honestly, in my last relationship, he would say that shit all the time because I was it's funny because I'm on camera 3 and now we talking about threesomes and I don't know. Ignore my intrusive thoughts. But we would talk about threesomes and he would always be like, okay, if you're down for it, we can do it, but I'm not sharing you. And honestly, I respected that because a nigga who is willing to share me, I'm kind of questionable about that because why you want another dick inside of me? Why are you okay with that? I don't know that I'm comfortable with my man wanting me to be penetrated by another man in his presence or not in his presence. Like men are very territorial. So I don't know that I'm okay with that. I don't know. Honestly, I need some more guests on this podcast. So if you're into DP or if you're a man who are okay with your woman being penetrated by another man, come enlighten me. Let's talk, okay? Because I would really love to talk. But honestly, what should you do? Do not give him a threesome because you're not feeling it. And it's very obvious that you're not feeling it. Also, that domestic violence shit, baby, we not finna skip past that. It's not okay. It's never okay, all right? And I have some very sensitive information that I can't share, but I've had domestic violence impact some people who were very close to me in the most permanent way, as in they lost their life. So I'm not okay with domestic violence. I've also been in situations where my own blood was splattered all over my cell phone, all over my house. The DPD was in my house for hours and hours on end. They used to patrol my block because I had gotten to an altercation physically so bad. So I'm never for domestic violence, no matter if it's the woman or the man. I don't agree with domestic violence. Now, y'all know we got to be honest and transparent. Have I slapped the shit out of a nigga? Maybe. If I found condoms in his car, I probably did slap the shit out of him. I'm not saying I didn't, but it's still never okay. Okay? I'm not ever for domestic violence. If it gets to that point, then it's really and truly time to leave. So fuck the threesome and fuck whether a threesome is with two men or two women. The fact that he putting his hands on you, you got to get the fuck away. Make you escape plan. If you need any assistance, please get at me. I got you. I'm here and willing to give you any support that you might need. But we shouldn't even be having a threesome talk because you need to get away from him. For real. And it's not going to change. He's not going to stop hitting you. It's never going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And if you don't, I don't know if you have children or not, but if you don't want your loved ones burying you at the expense of his hands, then you need to get out of there. And that's real talk. All right. This is one of our last segments. It's called Ouch Bomb. It is where we get into healing advice. Ouch Bomb is A balm that I use at the end of all of my waxes. Obviously, the hoo-ha has been through a little bit of trauma, so algae balm is there to heal her, calm her down. And yeah, it's really just a great product. So this translates on the podcast into me just giving you guys some healing advice. I have this meme that I shared. I honestly don't know where it came from. If you DM me or email us, I will absolutely edit this episode to give you credit, but I don't have a source. It says, we talk a lot about cutting people off, but nobody talks about the grief that comes with having to stand firm on that decision, knowing it's not what you wanted, but was necessary for your well-being. Let's get into this shit, okay? I'm gonna read it one more time for those of you who are listening through Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I fuck with y'all. I love y'all, but y'all really do need to check the actual video out because my titties is out and I'm feeling fine, okay? I got my little Mickey Mouse buns in. Like, don't ignore the YouTube, but I'm gonna read it one more time for y'all. We talk a lot about cutting people off, but nobody talks about the grief that comes with having to stand firm on that decision, knowing it's not what you wanted, but was necessary for your well-being. Y'all seen me break down earlier in the episode. Some of the things that I went through in life was not what I wanted. It's not what I would have selected. It's not what I would have chosen. Even in this moment, I don't know that it's what I would have picked for myself. But I do know, and I will never negate or doubt the fact that it was necessary for my well-being and where I'm going, okay? So with that being said, we have to practice the art of letting go. We have to practice the art of detaching, okay? And being okay with detaching from people. In order to get to this season where I'm at, which is unbelievable, I was just telling Spider, like, oh my God, I got X amount of downloads. I can't believe I got that many fucking downloads and I didn't even promote it. That's crazy to me. I'm in a season of exponential growth, but I would have never been able to get here had I not detached from the things that were not meant to be in this season. There are a lot of people who you have trauma bonds with. Y'all both was getting cheated on, so now she your homegirl. Y'all both was fucking in Burlington stealing, and I just say that because I'm an ex-loss prevention officer. So I know how it go. Y'all was in Burlington stealing and shit. So y'all have a trauma bond with these dudes. Neither one of y'all had a daddy in y'all life, or y'all money wasn't right, or whatever the case is. A lot of these people you have trauma bonds with. You have done the work to heal and grow, or you have gotten on your knees and you have asked God to deliver you. So now you're ready to grow and move on, but they're still stuck in that same place. You have to detach now in order for you to be able to grow. There's a Tyler Perry speech that I think y'all should listen to. He's talking about a rocket, and he's talking about how this rocket has boosters on it, and at some point the boosters fall off so the rocket can do its thing and launch into outer space. And those people are basically like boosters, like he was saying. They get you to the point where they need to get you to, and then they fall off. And you have to be okay with letting them go if you want to elevate into the next level. There are a lot of people that I have lost in these last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I felt like was my soulmate, my husband, that I really thought I was going to do the rest of my life with. I have lost close friends, homegirls that I done cried on their shoulder. They done cried on my shoulder. I done rolled all around Dallas for them looking for they nigga, ready to pop shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people I done really been in the cut with, for real. And I had to cut them off because they was not for me. Like, they done did some whole shit that we probably gonna get into on this podcast. But regardless, they wasn't for me. And I had to remove them from my life. With that being said, it wasn't easy. And there are times where I still mourn these people. And there are times where, like, I might hit a milestone and I want to call these people and I want to tell them, like, oh my God, this happened. Remember when we used to talk about this in 2015? But I have to realize that they're not a part of this season. They were not promoted to this portion of my life. They gotta go, and I gotta be okay with letting them go, because at the end of the day, baby, you gotta choose you. Be okay with detaching from people. Be okay with letting people go and understanding that they are simply not welcome to this next level of your life. They're not invited to this party. And it's okay. It's okay to feel the emotion. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel anger. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you got you a therapist. If there are any platforms out there, Better Help, that want to sponsor me, let me know. I got y'all, because I talk a lot about therapy on this podcast. But yeah, get you some help. and work through that. But let them people go so that you can elevate to your next level, okay? Our last segment is called Rebook. It's the most important part of this whole entire process of this whole entire wax. You want to rebook so that you can stay consistent with your goals and your plans. You want to continue to keep up your coochie confidence and step your cookie up so it don't crumble when you're in the real wax room. Make sure you're rebooking your appointment. But here in Wax Room on Air, when I asked you to rebook, I asked you to just stay connected. If you came to this part of the podcast, baby, you found value somewhere. You had to. So make sure that you stay in touch with me. Make sure that you rebook with me. Hit me up in the DMs. If it's anything that you feel like I can offer you, any value that you feel like I can offer you, let me know. Follow my links. I got a lot of things going on. I am a waxer. I can wax your coochie, make sure it's hairless. Right now, I'm rocking the landing strap, and I think I'm going to stick with that because it's kind of cute. It's giving me a little sexy. You know, it's giving me 30 vibes. It's a little grown. Bald on the sides, a little bit of hair in the middle for the grown men because grown men, they not scared of hair. These pussy boxes, I told y'all need them in y'all medicine cabinet, especially if you're sexually active. This wonderful podcast, I would love for you to come on here and tell your story and help me help you heal as I heal myself. So if there's any way that you feel like I can help you, let me know. A closed mouth does not get fed. Make sure you follow my links. Make sure you rebook. Download this episode. I need downloads. More than anything, if you want to support me, download, okay? Download this episode and make sure that you leave me a review. I don't give a fuck if you hated it. I'm open to the feedback. If you hated it and I start to get in my feelings and I start feeling the imposter syndrome and insecurity, guess what I'm going to do? Book an appointment with my fucking therapist and we're going to talk about it, okay? If you don't like the episode, let me know what it is you didn't like about it. If you don't like the podcast as a whole, let me know what you didn't like about it. If you loved it, then great. Let me know what I need to continue to keep doing. But just make sure you stay connected and make sure that you rebook with me. If there is nothing else, this is my first solo episode. I'm so fucking proud of myself. I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad that I got a little bit emotional and I'm probably gonna edit that shit out and put it on Patreon. Cause now y'all finna have to pay to see me cry. I'm not finna keep crying for free on this fucking podcast. But honestly, if there is nothing else, my name is Choc. I'm your host, your favorite waxer's favorite waxer, coochie connoisseur. And you know what? I might fuck around and heal. Are you coming?